Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you've had a safe and awesome week. Oh, what a week it's been. First time in a long time I hadn't had to go move more stuff. We're officially all the way out. I got a couple things I want to talk about before we get into it. First of all, dropping a pre-save link. There's a book that Comics Tribe did a while back called Chum. I talked about this book before. It's a crime surf noir where you see sharks on the cover and sharks are actually used in the books. I love comics like that. They are doing a hardcover, not only a hardcover, but a die cut hardcover. And they're hardcovers, y'all. I wish I would have grabbed some before the show. Their die cut hardcovers are phenomenal. This one, I've already they've already showed it off. It's shark mouth with the main character in the mouth. You open it up and it's just a big shark mouth with the teeth. Thing looks awesome. I'm definitely going to try to grab that, even though I do have the trade. Again, it's an awesome story. Sharks are used. I love when they do that. Also, this week, we are doing Wounded Warriors Week, where percentages of money go to charities that help our veterans. The shows pretty much get to choose which charity they're going to support. So you want to check any of that stuff out? Scan that QR code right there. Sign up, become a member, all that fun stuff. Super chats, all that stuff helps us out, helps us keep the lights on, helps me to get paid, so I can do these shows because I'll have a house to do them in. So just throwing that out there. That's what I do. Make sure you check it out. One more thing I want to call attention to in case I hadn't talked about it in a while. Comic shops, LCSs don't always have to be local to you, right? If you find a place that you dig, they can be your LCS even if they're thousands of miles away. Now, we order comics from different folks. Since we moved, I have not personally been in the shops around here, but Sean was getting our books, our absolute books, from a place called Third Eye Comics. I believe Third Eye is in Baltimore. I just put it in an order with them, I think right before we moved, for some books. I can't wait to show off. The thing is, since a lot of what the two of the books that I ordered were pre-ordered, it won't ship until that last pre-order comes in. Two of the books are out. Just waiting on the third one now. One of them, we're going to talk about it on this list. Another one, we're still going to talk about, but it's not on the list. So do yourself a favor. Check out Third Eye Comics. Great shop, great people. I want to say, and I'm going to have to ask Kyle about this. I want to say when we went to Baltimore to help Kyle with PoFest, I believe he took us to a Third Eye Comics. I believe that's the comic shop we went to. So make sure you check that out. Okay, so we are going to jump right into this. I can't wait to bring them on. We're just a dynamic duo tonight. We got the weird one from Weirdos.
Hell, Hydra!
What's going on, boss?
No, not much, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good.
This brings back memories, just the two of us.
I know. I know.
67 episodes, man. You've been on doing this over a year already.
It's nuts.
Isn't it?
It really is. We've had so much fun doing these that
always. Every week. Yeah. See, what people don't know is when we go offline, we actually stay on here and talk for another 2-3 hours sometimes.
Yes. Sometimes
we have so much fun.
To the detriment of Ed, where he's you're an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
So 3 o'clock.
One of you guys say, I got to go to bed at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh crap, that means it's 4 o'clock here.
Hey, Lorena.
Hey, Lorena. How you doing?
What's going on? I read one of these books. I made sure to read it because you reminded me when you talked about it last night. And I'll get to that in a second.
That'll be tomorrow, Preston, at 2 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be doing another basketball watch party tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Folks, just in case you haven't yet, there it is. Scan that. Check out Weird Ope's podcast. Check out the March Madness stuff. I'm not even a sports ball person, and I watched it just for the commentary.
Dude, when you pop on and say go sports, we both laugh every freaking time.
Go sports and go blue because I like that color.
Yeah, apparently so does my purple shirt that likes to look blue on here. I don't get it, but hey, it works. Maybe it's a sign.
No lie, I do have Michigan Wolverines hats.
Nice.
I don't know where any of them are, but it's not because I liked sports. I just liked the way the hats looked. So
Very
I think
nice.
I even had one where it was like some weird like claw mark through the top of it.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Michigan makes some good hats. So
I got about 50 of them. So yeah. Some of them are damn near 30 years old or more.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some books that we read, some stuff that we watched, some trailers we watched. Have not started Daredevil season 2. That's mainly because I am more of a binge person. I'm waiting for some episodes to build up. I noticed that this time they only dropped one episode so far. Same thing with Invincible. I'm going to let some stuff build up with that. Really excited for both those shows. There's still a ton of stuff I need to watch. Penguin. Still need to watch Penguin.
When you do, you're going to love it. I've been telling you that for like 6 months now.
I'm very positive. I'm very positive I will.
Too funny.
Dork, Thor, Hulk, Detective Comics, Captain America versus Aliens. Damn good read. Yeah, there's a couple of those. I need to get on that Mortal Thor. I heard good things. Hulk, I really want to get on just because when we had Philip Kennedy Johnson on the FOC show and had him talk about it, he just sold it.
Slowly but surely improving, Lorena. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Still a lot of pain, but physical therapy's helping out. But it's going to be a long road, but I'm not giving up. So, but thank you for asking. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, on a little bit of an aside to go with that, you have no idea how great it is, and keep doing it. Don't ever stop doing it. Texting me and messaging me when you hit a goal, when you do an accomplishment. Don't ever stop that. Even if I don't answer because I'm working, when you walk without a cane, you do any of that stuff, message me and let me know.
Oh, that's nice, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I didn't get to answer you last time when you sent that, but that was so awesome to hear. So
the support that I get from you and Nope and Sean and Jenna, I can't even begin to thank you enough because it helps keep me motivated. It really does.
Hell yeah.
I love all y'all. Y'all know that already.
Exactly. We love you. That's why we tell you, man.
Thank you.
When your old ass moves around, you let us know. My
old ass. You bet. You got it. Thank you. I'll earn your respect at what? 160?
150.
150.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're 150, I will respect you as my elder. Until then, like I said in the message, suck it.
Hey, Unknown.
Hey, what's going on, Unknown? And it's not on my list, Lorena, that we're doing for some of the books that we talked about, but Dork number 2 for me held up, and kind of, the hype that surrounds that book. It's kind of like cool. They really hyped up this book, but it's still good. Like the hype didn't kill it for me. Like sometimes some hype does.
That's what I keep telling myself, Lorena. Thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna have you running marathons in no time.
Yeah, don't get carried away. I wouldn't have ran a marathon before I fell.
That's true.
I'll run one in a car.
Hey, yeah. So, and there's a trailer that I forgot to grab it. I want to say it's called The Hive. and it's got I cannot remember the actress, but she was America Chavez in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Which I'm gonna be honest, folks, I actually liked Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Okay, sorry, I'm kidding. I didn't practice that bit before the show or anything.
Before the show, I'm in the back room waiting, reading a comic, and he hit that without telling me and scared the absolute crap out of me because I had my earbuds in, ready for the show, and all of a sudden, wham! I'm like, what the hell? And he come on laughing. I'm like, you got me, good one.
The reason I wanted to use that today, folks, is because I was setting up my my ring light, and I was like, you know what? I never messed with this button down here, and found one that looked like flashing police lights, and I said, okay, I got to use that at least once. So there we go. There's my one that I wanted to use it for.
Glad you stopped by, Unknown.
Yeah, really
if you're
appreciate
interested, come check out the Weird Dopes tomorrow at 2:15 for the Michigan game. We'll be streaming it live, so come check it out if you're interested.
Yes.
Never even heard of it, Lorena.
Jachito Gomez. I cannot pronounce that, but yes, that is who that is, Preston. Thank you. I watched parts of that movie. What a wild movie that is. Like you just gotta have to read the synopsis on it. It's a wild movie. How many Spider-Man #1 issues did you pick up? None.
Same.
I do have a like I said, I did do an order for some books from Third Eye, and I'll go ahead and say it because I said it on the show. I got the David Nakayama cover of the Superman Spider-Man. Yes,
this one's Superman Spider-Man
with the color bleed they call it. But the main reason I got it was because it's Kingdom Come Superman on that cover, and plus David Nakayama does great art, so that's one of the covers I'm waiting on. And Lorena the Shield is my favorite character. The chicken kind of is getting up there, but the Shield is my favorite character too. So
there needs to be a Shield Axe crossover.
Oh,
and people who know what I'm talking about, that would be epic.
Yes, very much so. So let's see. We got some trailer things here. Now, this one I saw a while back, and I remember talking about it. But
that looks so good. This is so an Ed movie. The creepiest looking Pinocchio you'll ever see. And Robert Englund, yes, Freddy Krueger, is voicing Jiminy Cricket. Oh my God. I loved this trailer. I've watched it like 10 times. And the whole premise behind it is Pinocchio wants to be a real boy. But in order to do that, he has to eat the body parts he needs. And Robert Englund as Jiminy Cricket keeps egging him on, telling him, you know what you need, you know how to get it, let's go. And oh my God, this just screams Ed movie. I am so ready to see this one. I don't remember the date. I can't remember when it comes out, but it's soon. It's really soon.
I want to say this was April 10th. Let me
May 7th.
May 7th. Check
May 7th.
Okay.
Yep, I just looked. But if you guys haven't watched this trailer, oh my goodness, you gotta watch it. Pinocchio uses his nose as a weapon. He throws it at people. There's one scene in the trailer where he's laying down in front of a shower so a person will step on it and it goes through their foot. This is so me. I love this movie and I haven't even seen it yet. but I know I'm gonna love it. I know I'm probably gonna buy it. And come on, Robert Englund as Jiminy Cricket. How can you go wrong, man?
100%. And I think they're all connected, unknown. I think this is all part of that twisted childhood
Yeah, I think so too.
thing they're doing. Now the only I used to say, what's next? What's next for horror stuff? But then I remember, way back in the day, when I say that 90s or whatever, there was a movie called Pinocchio's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more of a psychological, was Pinocchio ever really there kind of thing. The Chainsaw Monsters Are My Business. That's a great book.
It is.
Cullen Bunn, I want to say, was Monsters Are My Business. We had him on the FOC show Friday. I got to work.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I missed that one. I'll have to go watch it.
Yeah, he was talking about some of his books from Ignition Press, Ripcord and Deluge. Huh. And he's going to be writing a new Diablo comic based off the game. So people who are fans of Diablo, go check that show out. Nice dude. He was at a con and everything. Like it was great. But yeah, this is all part of that twisted childhood stuff that goes back to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the Peter Pan movie they did. Yeah, this looks creepy as hell, and I'm with you on that. Robert Englund is just, you put him in, especially in a horror movie. You put Robert Englund in a horror movie. His Phantom of the Opera movie that he did.
Oh, it's fantastic. Most people don't even know about it.
I love it.
I have brought that up so many times to folks, and they don't even know it exists. I'm like, oh my God, you've got to watch it.
Yes.
But there's one particular part in this trailer where he uses the Freddy voice. And I've listened to that over and over just to laugh. And speaking of which, he wants to do another Freddy Krueger movie at the age of 70. How old is he?
77, 78?
77, yeah, something like that. And you know what? I'm great with that. I'd love to see it. Because if Mel Brooks can be yogurt at the age of 99, we can have a 78-year-old Freddy. I'm okay with that.
And here's the thing: we're gonna skip ahead a little bit because that was actually something I wanted to talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I kept seeing this thing that said he was saying that, but every time I clicked on it, everything I clicked on took me to a video that he had with, I think, Bloody Disgusting, where he says that he can't be Freddy ever again. It's too physical for him. Live action. He did say something about if they ever decided to do like an animated Nightmare on Elm Street, he would 100% voice the character.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it all the way. Because
trust me, when I saw that headline, and all of them said it too. They were all saying he wants to play Freddy one more time, and he was like, it's too physical. It's too physical for him. Snapping his head back and forth, having to move too quickly. He says, I know that, he can't play the character like he used to. Which, I mean, he still played the character well into like, oh my goodness, what was the last movie? Wes Craven's New Nightmare? Freddy versus Jason?
Freddy versus Jason, I think, was the last one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was the last one. But heck, even if he just did like a Crypt Keeper type thing where he introduced shows as Freddy, I'd love that.
Like Freddy's Nightmares?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly.
I loved that show as a kid too.
Oh, yeah, me too. But animated, I'd be all on with that too.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about him, I mean, it's been a couple months, but I'm still so happy that on Halloween Day, he got his star on the Walk of Fame.
Yes.
That was so fitting. And I was so happy. And he was so happy. And they also, I did a short on this one. They did a release of the original Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K on DVD the same day. And that is just so cool because he was so proud of being in 4K. And I just love him. I love that man. All the way back to V when he was Willie.
Mousy,
I love that
mousy.
Mercy, mercy.
Yeah. Now, before we move on, he is a legend, and it's not just because of Freddie. He has made some awesome cameos in movies. He's been in movies where Urban Legend. I don't know if anybody remembers the movie Urban Legend. He was the professor in that.
Mm-hmm. He was in an episode of Stranger Things.
Yep. Yeah, like
now he's Jimmy Cricket. I can't wait for that, dude.
Like I said, he's just for me. He's the Mount Rushmore of horror movie villains.
Easy.
Just terrified me as a child. Like I've said this before. My parents were kind of lax when it came to what I watched. Like I was watching 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop when I was a kid when they came out. But Freddy was different because that legitimately gave me nightmares as a kid. Scene in, I want to say, Dream Warriors, when Freddy turns to that big worm or snake and he's like eating that girl.
Swallowing that girl?
Yeah. Stuck in my brain forever.
He's got so many classic one-liners too. How sweet, fresh meat. I just love that character.
And Lorena, you should do a Freddy marathon. I'm gonna tell you, outside of Freddy's Dead, that I still have fun with. I still have fun with Freddy's Dead. He's still terrifying, but he gets a little more comedic later on in the movies.
The first two are legit true horror. Yeah. And then after that, they put that little twist of humor, which to me was just adding a little seasoning to the meal. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love how he developed that character. And my absolute favorite Freddy movie is Freddy versus Jason. Because they made it for the fans. Yep. They had fun with it. And Freddy Krueger stabbing the hell out of Jason. Why won't you just die? Oh my God, I lost it. I love that movie. I watch it every year, maybe 2-3 times a year. I love that movie. That reboot never happened. It's a piece of crap. It never happened.
And that's terrible. And it was. I love Jackie Earle Haley too, man, but that just wasn't for him. It just was. I don't know what they were thinking with some of the decisions, but yeah,
I'm wondering that same thing, Preston, and they're gonna have him. They're gonna have him do it. He's got to at least say the line. Because I think the beginning of the trailer says, "Be careful when you wish upon a star," or something like that.
And yeah, unknown. The trailer's crazy. Freddy versus Jason.
I love that movie. I totally agree, Lorena. It's awesome. I love that movie. At the end, when he's walking away and he winks at you. Oh, beautiful. I didn't want to say anything more, even though I'm sure there's a 10-year moratorium on secrets, but I didn't want to kill the ending in case somebody hadn't seen it. But that ending was just great.
There were so many things. Like I read a lot of what they were planning on doing. There was going to be a cult of Freddy. Jason was going to be like some girl's resurrected boyfriend. He was going to have a Trans Am or something. Like there was all this crazy stuff, and then they were trying to do a versus Ash or a versus Pinhead or like some weird hell tournament was like a plan for after that movie. Like it was just, it's wild. Look that stuff up, folks. They wanted to do so many things with these horror characters, and I really wish they would.
Oh,
I really wish they would.
Me too. I would love to see like an Avengers type movie where all those guys are in a movie. You got Michael, you got Freddy, you got Jason, you got Leatherface. I don't even care what they do with it. Take my money. I would love to see that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we are.
23 years.
Yeah.
Came out in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Oh, thanks, Unknown. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't feel old at all. Mm.
So the next trailer was one that I saw a while back, but I totally forgot it. The Yeti.
Another great one. This one looks like a lot of fun. It really does. If you like cheesy monster movies, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And while we're talking about it, did you ever watch that Yeti documentary? That
I still have it saved.
Oh, dude,
like,
there is a documentary out there, people, and it's called Russian Yeti. It is so amazing, and it's a documentary. It's not fictional. It might make you believe that the Yeti's real, because after it gave me the shivers the first time I watched it, and I'm the horror dude that watches everything scary. I'm the guy that watched The Exorcist when he was 6. And that documentary was creepy. This looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait for this one. This one I think is in April 10th, if I remember correctly.
I believe.
I think.
Come on, where you? I just had it.
And it's got Corbin Burnson in it, too. Yep, April 10th.
April 10th. And it's also got my boy William Sadler in it.
Yep. And Brittany Allen.
Oh, my goodness. Like, this is, it looks like it's going to be fun and schlocky.
Yes, I think it's called The Russian Yeti. And it's a documentary. And I can't remember what channel it was on. But it was on YouTube for a while. And that's when I told, because I watched it like years ago. It's an older one. And we were talking about something one night, Nope and Jay and I brought this up. And I'm like, have you guys ever seen that? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, go jump on it right now while you can still get it off of YouTube and watch it. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch it, because I mean, I've been falling asleep to Ghost Files on Tubi, so
I don't think you'd fall asleep on this one, because it gave me the creeps, and I don't creep.
Yeah. So this next one.
Yes, it's called Russian Yeti. I just verified it, and it's make sure you get the documentary. Don't get a movie that's named that. You want to watch the documentary. And I think Discovery is where it debuted. I think.
That sounds about right. Discovery or Discovery UK or something like that.
Something. But it's excellent. It is. If you want something to creep yourself out, especially like I love watching it like anytime, but especially near Halloween. Because even though I've watched it like 4 or 5 times, there's a certain part that every time my hair stands up on my arms, and it just I want to believe, as they say on X-Files. But this is some of the most crazy footage. You see actual footage of pictures that the Russian KGB had, because what basically happened is a bunch of kids. Do you mind me talking about this for a minute?
No, go ahead.
So what the whole premise of the documentary is, there was a group of college kids that wanted to hike up to this peak in Russia. And on their way there, and this is not a Blair Witch trick or anything stupid like that, they disappeared and nobody could get a hold of them. And they sent out search parties. They found the campsite. The tents were all destroyed. They found some of their bodies where they were like in their underwear or pajamas, where they had abandoned. Now, keep in mind, this is in like Siberia, and there's like feet of snow. And when they analyzed the tents, they found where they had cut little slits in it where they could like look through it, like something was scaring the shit out of them. Some of the bodies they found, the backs were broken in half backwards, and they were all missing like their tongue. Dude, you guys, it's a great documentary. You've got to watch it.
Was that also someone where they found some of the bodies, like somebody had dressed them in the other people's clothes or something?
I don't remember that.
Because there was some kind of thing, something.
You got to be careful because somebody made a movie with a similar title, and that's not what you want. I think that's it, Lorena. Yes, I think it is the Dyatlov Pass. Hey, Dan. Good to see you, man.
On, Dan?
Thanks for adding me to your page, brother. Appreciate that.
Speaking of Dan,
talk more about the how appropriate the Bigfoot man comes in when we're talking about Yetis.
I know.
How great is that?
Let's see. We got, I want to say I have this freaking link here already, don't I? What am I doing? No, I don't. Take it, stall it.
Okay. But anyway, like I said, that documentary is amazing. And just go into it with an open mind. And I don't want to spoil anything more, but they get the KGB's official files, and there's some photos that the campers were taking because they thought they were being followed, and they're like taking pictures behind themselves while they're trying to run away. And they've got pictures of the actual campsite where they found it and pictures of the tents with the slits in it. It's going to make you think. It's going to make you think.
There we go.
There you go.
Check out that pre-launch.
I'm already signed up.
Got a bunch of stuff coming from Homebrewed. Oh my goodness, the Homebrewed comic stuff. There's a bunch of stuff, and I wish I would have remembered to grab all the links. But hopefully soon, I want to have Dan on here and some of those guys. And again, you and Nope are more than welcome to be there when we talk, because it's just going to be talking about some of their stuff.
I would love that.
But Dan and them have got some great stuff coming out. Crit, y'all. Crit is a book that I'm not a D&D fan by any means. I'm just not an RPG person. But Crit is a book. It stands for Constantly Running into Trouble. And what the book is the writers and the creators play a D&D campaign, and whatever happens in their campaign, that's what they put in their comic. So you're basically reading what they played. And it's a lot of fun. I have a Crit shirt that I probably need to get a new one for because it's kind of coming apart because I've worn it out. But yeah, really fun stuff. Bigfoot Knows Karate. We've told this story 100 times. I'm going to tell it again. Sean and I, when we used to be able to do Kickstarter corners a lot more, when he had a kind of a different schedule, we would just scroll through Kickstarter in the comics section. And we were looking at Savage Sasquatch, which looked really good. But then Sean saw Bigfoot Knows Karate. So we ended up backing it. We got the digital, and he and I read the digital on our TV. We get to a certain part of the book, and it's basically holy shit for the rest of the book. Mm-hmm. Like, the title tells you what the book is, but it doesn't tell you anything at all at the same time. Do
you remember when Henri used to do like the Friday interview shows? I think he had Dan on there talking about Bigfoot, and that's how I was introduced to it.
He did, because Kyle got with us, and he was like, "Hey, do you know how to get a hold of Dan Price?" Because I think he also was on with Dan Wickline once, or it could have just been with Henri. I know for sure he was on with Henri.
When he was on with Henri, that's when I signed up for his Kickstarter, because just hearing him talk about it, I'm like, oh, hell yes, I've got to see this book. Love it. So absolutely love it. It's so over the top, my kind of book. I loved it.
Yeah, and I tell people this all the time. Indie creators are like, they're great because not only do they make awesome content, but 9 times out of 10, if I reach out to one of them, I'm going to get an answer back, or if I want to talk to them, especially if, you're really big behind their project, man, they love that. So like, even I can be friends with folks, but I don't back their books just to back them. I back them because I enjoy it. Like, I just happen to have very talented people I'm friends with, and I love all their books. Okay, yeah. It was Henri in with Dan Wickline.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the hookup came from Sean because Kyle messaged me, but I didn't see the phone. So it might have been, Sean doesn't work there, but Sean still knew how to get a hold of you. So yeah, I'm glad that happened, and I'd love to have you on more. I know that Henri had a Kickstarter party. God, it feels like a couple months ago now, and I think Dan was on there too. Dan's also been on with Mog and Mel. Yeah, we just need to get you on more. And like I said, I really want to get you on here with everybody so we can talk and hang out. Dan's just as cool in person as he is in those videos, folks. Got to see him at Palooza one year. Took us to an awesome Mexican restaurant afterward. Big party of us. Great food. It was fantastic. Can't wait to see you again. We saw him when we went to Bedrock Comic Con, which I think we're going to make that a normal thing that we do now, going to Bedrock City. Very smaller, a much smaller con. Very compact. Does a little bit better with my anxiety when it comes to things like that. And it was a lot more comics and artists and stuff than it was like there wasn't a whole bunch of TV stars because honestly, it was like a really, really close, compact place. But yeah, y'all check out Dan. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just blowing smoke. He does great stuff. Him and Casey Allen and the folks over there, just really check out the book. Get some back issues of it.
I never recommend a book that I don't love, and I highly recommend Bigfoot Karate. It's fantastic.
Speaking of Bigfoot knows karate, except for not at all, Faces of Death.
Oh, another good one, and I think this one comes out on April 10th too. So, do you remember the movie Untraceable?
Yeah.
That's what it's giving me, that vibe. For those of you that haven't seen Untraceable, it's basically that this killer puts up a website, and the more people that watch it, the faster somebody dies. He puts them in like traps. And it's given me that kind of vibe, except they're starting with the original old Faces of Death from the 80s video.
Yeah.
And it's based on that video is what this killer is doing. And it looks like it's going to be an over-the-top, fun slasher gore fest. And it looks like they've taken a serious tone with it. So I am so hyped for this one. This one looks really, really good.
Children of the 80s and 90s, you might remember those Faces of Death movies where they were like, if you can last the whole time without vomiting and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And a lot of those you watched was either unfortunate, like, don't get me wrong, I eat meat and stuff, right? I eat meat. I don't want to see how it's done, though. Like, I don't need to see that part. And they would put in some obviously fake stuff in these videos. I think the only thing that I remember seeing outside of the animal stuff was the video of the diver.
Oh yeah.
They got his leg bitten off by the shark below the knee. That's actually real. That was a real piece of footage.
Yep.
But a lot of the other stuff, it was fake.
Yeah, it was.
So
they actually have the VHS case in the trailer, Preston, and they talk about those movies. Yeah. That's in the trailer. So in the movie, they're talking about the movies from the 80s and this guy basing his new website on that video. And it looks like gory fun to me.
It does. And I'm a big fan of Dacre Montgomery. I wanted him to be Manchester Black or Nightwing. But Dacre Montgomery, the Power Rangers movie got a bad rap from a lot of people. I enjoyed the Power Rangers movie that he was in. I loved him as Billy in Stranger Things. Yeah, I'm a fan of this guy. So I'll more than likely check this out too, just to see what it was. And yes, Dan, Faces of Death was gross. A lot of it was fake, but a lot of it was gross.
Totally.
So let's see. The next one we got up. This one, it's like childhood coming back to me.
Oh, yeah.
Scary Movie 6.
And the thing is, not only does the trailer look like it's going to be a lot of fun, but the Wayans brothers have released a statement that this is going to be the most offensive and provocative movie that they've ever done. And they said, if your feelings get hurt, you're welcome.
Oh,
I can't wait to see what they do to offend people in this movie, because for just the stuff they had in the trailer was like jaw-dropping laughter for me. I don't know about you, but
yeah.
it looks so deliciously naughty. I can't wait.
I dropped out of these after the second one. Like I tried to watch the third one, just wasn't for me. So I hadn't watched one of these in a while, knowing that the Waynes are coming back. Because I've said this before. I said it to you in Note. In Living Color was one of my favorite shows as a kid.
Same.
And just having the Waynes back as a part of this, and how they got pretty much, they haven't even announced everybody really that's coming back, but the fact that they got most of the cast from the first two movies back in this.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I got to say this, y'all. The guy who plays Doofy, Dave Sheridan, I did not realize how ripped that guy is nowadays. They had a video of him at a con in his Doofy costume, and somebody dared him to like take his shirt off or something. I was like, bro, Doofy should not be that yoked, but damn. And Dave's in his 50s. I was like, whoo, dude, I hope when I get there, I will look like that. But I'm so excited for this. I'm not an easily offended person. Never have been. So I'm waiting.
Yeah, me too. In Living Color is also where Jim Carrey started, wasn't it? Yep, I thought so. Fire Marshal Bill, I love that character. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I love that show too.
Jamie Foxx. Hey, unknown. I mean, I get it. I gotta say, if you've never seen the Day Shift, the vampire movie he did with Dave Franco, I actually really enjoyed that one. I thought that was a pretty good movie.
I tend to agree with you, unknown. I'm not a big Jamie Foxx fan either.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so
I did not like him at all as Electro. I did not like that at all.
no, okay. Well, it's fair. It's fair. So we already talked about Freddy. So the last one on the movie list I want to talk about. This is a way to do a teaser, folks.
Oh, that was so good too. You want to start this one? I've kind of been power hoarding.
So basically, this is somehow, some way, this neighborhood, this street has been ripped through time. And I'm hoping it's not going to be another Cloverfield or thing that connects to Cloverfield. I'm hoping that's not what we're doing here. Oh, he was fantastic as Ray Charles.
Never saw it.
Yeah, the Ray Charles movie. Oh, he was fantastic in that one. J-Lo did start. She was the backup, one of the Fly Girls. But I mean, it's a stacked cast. The actor playing the son. The first time I remember seeing him was Sweet Tooth, which we never finished Sweet Tooth, but he was also in The Monkey. Fantastic actor. I don't know too much about the actress playing the daughter, but I mean, we got Anne Hathaway, and we got Obi-Wan himself, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, you got Catwoman and Obi-Wan. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Or for some people, you got Roman Sionis, because he was Roman in Birds of Prey. And yes, Catwoman. And Anne Hathaway was a great Catwoman. I don't care.
She was.
This movie, just the teaser of it, I don't want to say it's dinosaurs, but there's something coming after these people in this trailer. But they do it in a way where just because it looks like something doesn't mean that's what the movie's about. It is a teaser that had me so interested, and I have no idea what the hell's going on.
You know, my hope and fear is that it doesn't turn into a Jurassic Park. I'm so sick of Jurassic Park.
No, I get it.
But this looks really cool because they're driving down the street and they're like, everybody's gone. And then they show like this cliff that's right in the middle of the street. And that's why it's called the end of the street. And this jungle. And then it shows what looks like, I'm just going to say it. It looks like a raptor, velociraptor, run by their house window. And you're like, what in the hell's going on here? And yeah, it's got me interested. And it's J.J. Abrams, right? I think. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't remember what he has to do with it. I know they show his name, but I think it's directed by a different person.
Okay. That's fair.
Hold on.
I was just doing the same thing. I'll let you do it.
Let's see. End of Oak Street. Directed by David Robert Mitchell. It's produced by J.J. Abrams. So AJ's producing it.
I think that's the same director that did It Follows.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite horror movies of all time in the last 20 years.
Yep, that is who that is.
Oh, now I'm even more excited. I didn't know that. Oh, hell yeah, I'm all over this one because I love It Follows. Have you ever seen it?
No, I know what it's about, but I've never actually seen it.
That is the best horror movie I've seen in the last 20 years. I love that movie. It makes me so sad to say in the last 20 years because I'm only 30, right?
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I can't. The FOC show we had Billy Flake, I believe is his last name, who manages Coliseum Comics. He was running the show, and he was talking about one of the things on FOC was a direct market edition, the 40th anniversary cover for Transformers the movie, right? And
the what anniversary?
Yes. The 40th.
All right, time out. This has to stop. Time cannot go anywhere. Slow down.
Oh, it's called The End of Oak Street.
Yeah, The End of Oak Street. Yep.
And I was like, it came out in 86. I didn't see it till I was about, I think, 5 or 6. Scarred me then, still scars me to this day. I remember watching it. I was like, Spike said a bad word for one. And then, spoiler alert, folks, Optimus dies. I was scarred as a kid after seeing that movie. It's like, it wasn't bad enough. It's like you got Spike swearing. I don't think in the newer versions, I think they edited that out. But I remember sitting there being like, what did he just say?
And a little piece of trivia for those who don't know, if you watched Knight Rider, do you remember the evil kit that was called Car? The voice of Optimus Prime was the voice of Car. And that blew me away. That blew me away when I realized that. I was like, no way. Yep, now I hear it. I didn't hear it before, but once I heard it, yep, now I hear it.
Peter Cullen, who had voiced the character of Optimus forever. He voiced him in the movies, the Michael Bay movies. He voiced the characters until I think Transformers 1. And that's when Chris Hemsworth took over. But
now what I don't know is, was Knight Rider before the Transformer cartoon? I think it was, wasn't it?
Oh, goodness. Well, if they had a movie in 86, I think they were on Dare to Be Stupid. Yep. You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
Sing it, Jay. Sing it.
I love that movie. And Weird Al. You got Weird Al on your soundtrack? Let's go.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Let's see. So Knight Rider came out in 82.
Yep.
Transformers, if I can spell. Transformers, original series, 84.
Yeah, but I don't know when Car came in because Knight Rider was on for a few seasons. It was on a while.
That's true.
So, but it's got to be the same close. It never occurred to me. And then once I heard that's who it was, I'm like, son of a gun. Now I hear it, of course. So now when I see that episode and I watch it, all I see is Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I mean, Peter Cullen was just, he is and has always been like just, he's the voice of Optimus. Like, him and Frank Welker were just like the voices of my childhood, you know. Frank Welker is the one who did he did Megatron. Don Messick was Scooby-Doo. I'm thinking of something else. But you look up those two guys and see who the voice. And Peter's still working because he's the voice of Viltrumite on Invincible. So, I mean, he's still doing stuff. That reveal, y'all, no spoilers, but when that happened and they showed him, as soon as the guys started talking, I was like, that's Optimus. They got Optimus in this show. Yeah, love it. All right, so we talked about Freddy, Robert Englund, again, legend. Let's see, I think, did I have other things? Because now they're all blacked out for some reason. Here we go. This is what I want to talk about. Powers. Let me show you something real quick. So Powers went through a lot of, no, that's not what I wanted. A lot of different publishers. It started, I had all this stuff pulled up, and before the show, I exited freaking everything. So, the Powers comic, it was first published by Image. Then it moved to Marvel as part of Icon. Then it moved to DC as part of Jinx World. Then Jinx World itself moved to Dark Horse. So this comic is kind of been around, right? When you look it up on League, look, this set it says that this right here is Marvel, but the one I have is from Image.
Oh.
So I got Volume 1, Volume 2. What this is again, it's kind of that tropey thing of superheroes exist in the world, and we have a character who used to be known as Diamond. Well, his mentor turns evil, takes his powers. So now there's a superhero division, and I want to say they just call it Powers Division, that deals with superhumans. And this was turned into a show. Now, the thing about this show, y'all, is a long, long time ago, and I'm pretty sure there might be some folks that might remember this, maybe not. PlayStation tried to have its own kind of like streaming service. So this, I want to say, was their first PlayStation original show that they did. The PlayStation Network, I think, is what they called it. Now, I have recently started rewatching it because it is available through nefarious means. I remember borrowing my friend's PlayStation just to watch the show. Very sad. It was only 2 seasons. So the show, all my pictures are gone, but the show, and I'll pop this off, had Sharlto Copley as the main character, Christian Walker. It had Susan Hayward. Now, you can't really see from this picture, but that's his partner on, if you're looking at the screen, she's on the left. Now, it's not a great picture, but when I went to watch it, I was like, that's Sister Sage. I knew Sister Sage from The Boys looked familiar. This was the actress that played his partner, Dina Pilgrim. So that scratched an itch in my brain that I've been having ever since she showed up on The Boys. But it also has Eddie Izzard as, and it's funny because his name is Wolf. They call him Big Bad. So it's like TV shows calling their big bads Big Bad. So he's Big Bad Wolf.
Nice.
And the late, great Michael Madsen was a superhero in the show, too. Now, this was, I don't want to say like The Boys, because it definitely wasn't that, but the language, the violence is still there, but not like the over-the-topness that The Boys is known for. But again, I'm only like an episode in on my rewatch. I don't remember a whole lot of it. But for a PlayStation show that probably had a nothing budget, first episode was very solid. Graphics could be cleaned up a little bit, but for what it was at the time, it's fun. So I'm going to rewatch it. And the reason I'm doing this, to bring it all the way around, is it was announced the other day, and it was kind of teased how they did this. Powers is being rebooted after 10 years for Netflix, but it's going to be an animated series. And to be completely honest, I think as much as I love Sharlto Copley and the cast of this show, I think that will be better for the show. And also, not putting it on the PlayStation Network. Same thing I have about Sci-Fi. Same thing I have about Stars. Like, for Stars, I can't believe Spartacus lasted as long as it did. Because, Stars also had, like, American Gods and Black Sails and a bunch of great shows that don't last long, because who actually has Stars? But I'm excited for this. Not sure when it's coming out. But, again, I find myself more... I love having live-action superhero stuff. But I'm finding myself more okay with having animated superhero stuff as well. Because it's easier to get away with stuff in animation, obviously. But it's a fun show. If you can find a way to watch it, give it a shot. It's like, I don't want to say PG-13 boys, because it's definitely R-rated. But in the grand scheme of things, compared to The Boys, so far it's PG-13. So,
dude, I've never even heard of this before. I'm gonna check that out.
Sharlto Copley, like, anybody seen District 9? He's fantastic in District 9. Or if you saw, and again, I like a lot of weird movies, folks. The A-Team movie, he was Howling Mad Murdoch, and he was perfect. He was perfect in that role. I loved Sharlto as Mad Dog, or Howling Mad. He was perfect. Like, you could not like anybody else they chose for that cast. Sharlto Copley was perfect.
Wasn't Liam Neeson Hannibal?
Yep, Liam was Hannibal.
Yeah, I thought so.
Bradley Cooper was Face.
Oh, yep.
And then Rampage Jackson was BA.
Oh yeah, Rampage.
And then I think everyone except for Mr. T had a cameo. Well, I mean, obviously Hannibal didn't, but
right.
Okay, so two out of the 4 had a cameo, is what I meant to say. But I liked the movie. I know a lot of people disliked it, but I liked it.
My favorite thing about the original A-Team series was still the beginning, when Dirk Benedict and the Cylon would walk by, and he was like, "Oh, that was the best."
Let's see. So, like I said, all my pictures decided to disappear and appear as broken links. So, okay, we're starting the review part of the show. Seasons are available on YouTube. Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to take a quick break here for a minute. So can you talk about this book for a minute?
I sure can.
All right. I will be back as soon as I can.
Okay. No worries. So, as Robbie likes to make fun of me for on Comic Collectibles Mondays, I am a huge Smallville fan. I recently, finally, after all this time, thinking that I lost all my seasons, which I have 9 seasons on DVD, 10 season on Blu-ray. I am eventually going to buy the entire Blu-ray set that they released. I am a humongous Smallville fan. I was late to the party watching it because when it came on is when I first started working nights, not overnights, but nights at the job I had. So I was always gone. And I missed it. At least the first season I missed. You know, I got busy with things. I remember seeing the trailer, and the trailer, if folks don't remember, is we start off in the water with you see just this bald guy floating. Next thing you know, you see the top of his roof get ripped off, and then you have Tom Welling kind of peek in, and then it says Smallville. And I was like, what? Okay, I'm down for it. Well, Smallville ended after season 10, and yes, even as somebody who loved Smallville as much as he did, I think they could have made it 7 or 8 seasons. But neither here nor there. I still love the show. I don't know why I'd never tried reading the comics, but I found this and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. And it basically follows years after, because the finale of Smallville, spoilers, jumps like 8 years into the future. And we have something falls from the sky, lands in Russia, I believe. And it is another not a Kryptonian. I want to say they're called Manhunters. I think it was called a Manhunter. Great. Everything is just gone right out of my brain, folks. I should have taken notes on this, but basically, Lex doesn't remember his time in Smallville. You know, he doesn't remember anything that happens. Hold on. I only read 2 issues of this. Let's see, what is it? So it starts out with this really just wholesome moment where Clark is fixing to give a speech, but he's so afraid. He's hanging backstage, and Jonathan kind of gives him a pep talk, gives him like these 3 rules to follow that'll help him, and he kind of is like in space when we cut back to him in real time, and he's repeating these things in his brain. Now, apparently, there might have been something before this particular series, because we have 2 Chloes. We have a Chloe from a different dimension or something. But again, if you're a fan of Smallville, if you ever watched Smallville, it's a nice continuation. The character designs don't really look too close to how the people looked in the show. But it's one of those. Oh my goodness! It's one of those things where they'd have to pay likeness rights and stuff like that. So again, this is a fun read. I'm going to continue reading it. I love that there's hints to like the Watchtower that was in the show. The Watchtower wasn't actually up in space. The Watchtower was a literal tower with a clock, and it's fun to see Clark still using the code name Boy Scout, because that's the code name they gave him in the show. But yeah, super fun read. I'm only 2 issues in. I'm going to check and see if maybe there's a monitor. That's what falls to Earth. A monitor. I'm gonna keep reading this one. Fantastic. I can't talk too much on this. How's it? The story's fun. Like it's a fun story. It's basically Clark is using Lex not remembering him to his advantage because obviously if something falls from space, Lex is going to know about it. He wants to go check on it. They decide, him and Otis, because Otis is in this. That was kind of nice because I don't think Otis was ever really in the show, but it has been a while since that rewatch. Hold on, got to take a drink. So they're going to. He's going to go investigate it. Well, Otis says, I talked to the press because everybody knows about it. Like we're going to show them how good guy Lex is. Well, the press ends up being Clark. And what they do beforehand, though, is they have Supergirl fly over, and Lex thinks it's Superman. So he's like, Superman's heading the wrong way or something like that, and they're going to go check out this being that crashed. So again, only 2 issues in, so I can't give too much more away. But like I said, I missed the show. It did run its course. I knew they had to end it. I was hoping that they were going to do Metropolis next. And there's rumors that an animated Smallville season 11 is in the works. They just need the right people to give the okay. Rosenbaum and Tom Welling, they do a podcast together called Talkville. They've been watching the episodes and they review them and talk about them. They bring in some guests, the other stars that were in it, and that's a lot of fun too. I want to say it's called. I think the podcast itself is called Talkville. And Michael Rosenbaum has Inside of You, which is his other podcast that he does. But him and Tom still remaining friends after all these years, still like watching Smallville. A lot of people don't get, and I wouldn't get it either unless actors tell you all the time. A lot of times they don't watch the shows that they're on. So they don't know what it looks like. Some of them have never watched an episode of the show they've been in. So having the 2 of these guys go through and rewatch the entire series and then talk about it is awesome. So yeah, if you're a Smallville fan, check this out. I have this isn't the first series because I have a Smallville #1 around here somewhere. I just remember that. Like how do you not remember you have Smallville #1? But good book so far. I can't wait to read more on it.
Is it just me, or does that suit look an awful lot like Tyler Hoechlin's?
It does. It does.
Even the belt, the shape of it and everything.
Mm-hmm. But it's a sad thing that we never, I don't know how true the story is, but there was a thing about Tom Welling saying he never wanted to be in the suit. The Superman curse. There was talks. That's why at the end of the season we see him how we see him, or the end of the show. That's why we see him how we see him. But having a lot of the cast of Superman the movie 78 in this show at certain points was always a highlight. I mean, you had Mark McClure, you had Jimmy in here at one point. You had Margot Kidder. So
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve as Dr. Virgil Swan. He was amazing. Awesome. Let me know what you thought. So yeah, Smallville Alien. I think it's 13 issues or something like that. Like, but yeah, fun story. Glad I found it. Need to read more. I won't spoil it for you.
Uh-huh.
Since I read a few more books than Ed, I kind of doubled up on some of the turns we're taking. So this is Final Boss issue 5. This book is still nuts. It very much feels like Mortal Kombat mixed with Highlander mixed with just a straight up fighting game. So, the last time we saw these characters, they were in a desert about to fight a bunch of cannibals. They're fighting with all these crazy weapons, like these crazy weapons they get from this this shop that they're in. One of them is like this weird, looks like a chainsaw mixed with oh goodness, I'm trying to remember what they're called. Like the suit that Ripley wears. It's the
forklift.
Yeah, kind of like that. But it's got like a chainsaw blade in the middle of it. Like it's a crazy looking weapon.
Huh.
And this is a bloody good time. This dude, whenever he kills somebody, apparently if they have some kind of power, he takes their powers as well. So it's nuts. It's just it's so hard to explain if you haven't been reading this book, that it's crazy. It's violent, it's action packed. It's like watching a video game come to life in a sense, because it's a comic. But very end of it, we're introduced to a character. We've been introduced to this character, but the end of it, you really get a good look at this character, and you kind of tell what their motives are going to be. And this is actually getting spun off. This character is actually getting spun off into a book called Final Boss Masked Vigilante. So a lot of fun. Again, if you're just looking for something that's dumb but still fun, yeah, this is definitely one you should check out. A lot of cool covers on this one too. Like this one was just because I just grabbed the cover, but yeah, this was been a lot of fun. So give this one a shot, folks. If you've been on the fence about it, just give it a try. It's turn off your brain and just have fun. Now this one I'm excited to hear about because Lorena asked about this on the show last night. I went to look it up, and because she had a space between Mega Ghost, I couldn't find it. I thought maybe she had been auto-corrected. She's like, no, this is the title. So then I put it together, and I was like, oh, okay. So this is the one that you read, Ed. Let me know what this thing is about.
Okie doke, will do. Well, Mega Ghost, some of you might not know, was actually an indie comic series. It was like a 5-issue series back in 2018 by Albatross. And I bought it and read it back then. And I really liked it. And if you're not familiar with Mega Ghost, we're basically following a junior occultist. Yes, you heard me right. Occultist named Martin Magus, who in the first series with Albatross, he found a ring in a haunted house that allowed him to summon a giant undead robot called Mega Ghost. It's very Johnny Sacco-ish. If you watched Johnny Sacco when you were younger, you know how he'd talk into the watch and could control the robot. Well, he could summon the robot with this ring he found. And they defend this town that's haunted. It's called Dunwich Heights. And there's all kinds of supernatural baddies in there. So that being said, with some background, this series actually picks up where that one took off. I was glad it wasn't a remake. I'm glad they continued it. So this one kicks off with a necromancer dude that calls himself Ultra Ghoul. Yeah, it's a cheesy name. But he looks very, very similar to the Crypt Keeper. Okay. And he summons this group of extra, horror beings from another dimension who call themselves the Never Gods. And he wants them to come and help him destroy Mega Ghost. But the Nether Gods can't enter into our plane. So instead of coming over and helping him, they send their powers to him. And the powers were called like the dark illumination of something or other. I can't remember exactly. And they, as payback, they demand that Ultra Ghoul collect these relics and summon some monsters to help him figure out a way to break that barrier so that they can get into Dunwich, because they have a beef with Mega Ghost too. So that's where the book starts. And then we flash to a old homeless man sleeping in a sewer, and he's dreaming of a song. They don't explain anything. It was just kind of crazy. You just had to go with it. When he woke up, he has this device somehow, don't know how, doesn't tell you, that he wears on his head, and he believes that with that device, he can summon all fans of music to come and worship him because he dreamt of a new song that he wants to make. And his mission is to destroy all other bands in the world. Okay. Yeah, it's really bizarre, but hang in there with me. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just laying the pieces. So there happens to be a band in town having a concert, and of course, Martin, our main character, is at that concert. Well, the old man goes there wearing his helmet, and he starts singing this song. But instead of summoning the fans to him, it summons rats to him. Everybody starts laughing and makes fun of him and boos. So he gets mad and runs back to the sewer. And hang in there. It's good. And then the next thing you know, he's summoning all the rats in the sewer. And the rats like climb up him and turn him into a giant kaiju. And he calls himself the Rat King.
Oh, turtles would like to have a word.
So he goes back to the concert, and of course, he since Martin's there, he summons Mega Ghost, and a hilarious battle between the two ensues. I'm not going to give you any details. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say the battle involves Mega Ghost rocking out with a giant electric guitar. And you're thinking, what does this have to do with what we read? Well, after the battle, the rat dude goes back to the sewer, and Ultra Ghoul is waiting in the sewer for him and says, "Would you like to collaborate with me? I have this new band called the Nether Gods. That's the creatures that can't cross over." And I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to say anything more. But if you were a fan of Johnny Sacco and the Groovin' Ghoulies, you're going to dig this book, because the art reminded me a lot of the Groovin' Ghoulies. The plot is a lot like Johnny Sacco, because he can summon a robot to fight kaijus. That's what the old series did too. And it reminds me so much of the fun of Saturday morning cartoons. Of the 3 books I read, believe it or not, this was my favorite. It was the most fun. I had a lot of fun with this. It took me back to my childhood. It was nice to see Mega Ghost come back, and I had a lot of fun with it. And if you like any of those kind of things that I mentioned, pick this up and give it a read, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think when it was talked about last night, I was like, I might have to give this one a shot. But now, yeah, I'm going to have to read this one.
It is crazy. When you read it, please tell me what you think, because it is nuts.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Mega Ghost from Dark Horse. Skinbreaker number 7. Folks, I've talked about Skinbreaker a lot. This is just great world building. I don't know what Kirkman plans on doing with this. If this is going to be another Walking Dead or Invincible or something like that, no clue. But even if you don't like the story, the the art in this book, if you like Rook, if you like the art that's in Rook Exodus, which I've been a humongous fan of that art. The art in this book is beautiful. I probably spent way too much time on this book today just because I just would get lost in the art that is in this book. You have the old chieftain coming back and kind of teaming up with the new chieftain because these weird monsters, and I can't remember what they're called, go and attack their camp. You have old school and new school joining forces to save their tribe. This book is just, my goodness, it's such a quick read, uh, but in the best way. Because there's some books that they're quick reads because there's really nothing to them. This was a quick read because I get so invested in the story that before I know it, it's over. So if you haven't at least tried Skinbreaker, give it a shot. And as always, with any books that we talk about, and I say this on the experience too, and I mean it there as well. If any of these books we talk about you end up reading, come back and let us know what you thought. I really want to know, what folks think about these books, even if you don't like them. Like we're not all going to have the same taste. You could read this book and be like, I don't know what you were reading, but this was terrible. You could have that opinion because there's a book that I think I skipped, or I just didn't put it in the spot that I think I did. But we'll get there, and I'm still going to give this book that I'm talking about a shot. But knowing where it came from, and the fact that I'm not a big fan of the series that it's spun off from, I don't think I like it. But I'm still gonna give it a shot.
Did this number 7 just come out this week?
I believe so.
I missed that on League, man. I missed it because I'm digging this one too. I started reading it, and I'm digging it.
Well, you know what? Since I talked, very very vaguely about this one, tell me your thoughts on what you've read so far.
It's enough to keep me going. I'm only 3 issues in, but it's been fun. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but I was a little surprised. I wasn't expecting where and when it took place.
Right?
I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, is it better than The Walking Dead? No. But it's worth a read. It's a fun book, and it takes you places that you didn't know you wanted to go. But when you get there, you're like, I get it. And I'm only 3 issues in. And I agree with you, Lorena. I like Finch art too.
Oh, yeah. Again, they could jump on the trend of the silent issue, and I'd probably still look at it because it's just, art's so good. All right, let's see. I think it's me again next. Yes, Capes. Capes number 5.
Man, you're just all Kirkman tonight, aren't you, bud?
Yeah. I have found that much like a lot of people that I'm like, if I see their name on a book, I'm going to read it. Kirkman, ever since I really got into Invincible, has been that way for me. Firepower, I've been loving that. I'm still reading that. Capes, though, it's weird because when I talk to other people about it, this is one of the spin-offs from the world of Invincible that I missed, like when I started reading Invincible, which wasn't very long ago. But I found like the first 3 issues. Now, from what some folks have said, the original Capes run ended at issue 6. And what this run of Capes is it's update, like not upgraded, but updated art, and they kind of they change a little bit of the dialogue. But I see that this issue was actually only 3 issues. This was a 3-issue mini, and everything that came after issue 3 is brand new stuff. So I'm not sure if there's anybody out there that's a Capes fan that can tell me definitively how many like issues the original run of this was. Please let me know. But this is Invincible's not in this, you know. Let's see. I've not read Capes yet. I do have the first 3 issues. Do I need to read or what? No. This is basically Capes is heroes for hire, I guess, in a sense, because these folks clock in, they clock out. They have a night shift, they have a day shift. If they do hero stuff off the clock, they write their time in. No, but I need to, Unknown. I need to get on Transformers. I hear great things about it and all that the Void rival stuff and all the stuff they're doing over there. I need to
get correct. Capes was 3 issues in the first volume.
Okay. And
it's got a trade paperback out.
So yeah.
If people can't find the issues, they can read the trade if they're interested.
Yeah. So everything after that 3rd issue is all new stuff. You don't need to watch. I mean, I would tell you to watch and read Invincible just because I'm a huge fanboy nerd about Invincible and Battle Beast and all those things. But this is set in that world, and if you've ever seen what Invincible's about with the brutality of it, same thing goes for here. In the issue before this, there was an enemy called the Chronodile. There was like a time-traveling giant, for lack of a better word, kaiju crocodile. And one of the heroes, he had lost in time for like 20 or 30 years or something like that. Well, the Chronodile's back, and the heroes go to fight him, and people don't make it. I'll tell you that much. Now, there is, and I don't know if it was because the digital I was reading had some panels messed up, but it was weird because when I was reading this in digital format, a character gets caught by the Chronodile, and the Chronodile squeezes him, and the dude's head just like pops off. Like pops off, it falls down, another hero is flying, and it like goes right past him. And then like the next 2 or 3 panels, that same character you just saw get his head popped is stabbing Chronodile in the eye. So I don't know if that character's power is making copies of himself. He looks like not legally Blade, but so if anybody knows anything about those characters, you know, again, let me know, because like I said, it was just kind of weird. It could have just been a misprint. It happens in comics. But there's some cool characters in here. There's one that looks like if you took Johnny Storm and Daredevil and made him a character. He's like half Daredevil, half the bottom half on fire. There's a little bit of a spoiler on the cover if you're somebody that's super deep into capes. This character on the front, awesome how that comes to be. This is a fun series, folks. If you're a Kirkman fan, if you are an Invincible fan, even if you're not an Invincible fan, read this book. It's tops. I got to read, like when I found out that you know they were doing this, I was like, oh, it's set in the Invincible world. I went back and I was like, this looks different. And then then that's when somebody told me, oh, what they're doing now is they're reprinting it with the updated art and updated dialogue. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I read those 3, and then on the newer side, I read those 3, and I really enjoyed it. And it turns out if you slap Invincible on it somewhere, I'm going to love it. So this has been great. I cannot wait for more. I have not had an issue of this or an issue of Battle Beast that has let me down. I'm currently doing my Invincible read-through. I say currently, even though I stopped on like issue 15, I'm gonna pick that up pretty soon once I get some time. But yeah, Capes is a great book. Great book. Let's see, what did I get next? There we go. That one's it.
I have no idea how this is supposed to be pronounced, but I went with Karis. So that's what I'm going to call it.
It was good to me.
This is a Zenoscope book. It's a 52-page. They say it's a one-shot, but I don't buy it. I think there's going to be more. But I'm not the biggest Zenoscope fan. I've said that before. But this is a typical Zenoscope book where they steal or borrow or copy or whatever you want to call it, other stories, and then retell them with busty women and monsters. Okay. This one is basically Lady Death with a lot of monsters and cleavage. Imagine that. The monsters, there's one that looks like Cthulhu, of course. There's werewolves. There's one that is Venom's twin. And there's another one that you'll recognize if you're a Stranger Things fan, because he looks exactly like Vecna. I mean, exactly like Vecna.
Huh.
But to be honest with you, Vecna to me looked like Swamp Thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they all borrow. Yeah. And yes, Jay, there are tons of tentacles and fish people for you to enjoy.
Fish people.
So the story dives into Kara's origin as the goddess of death, or she's basically the Grim Reaper. She has the scythe or whatever and the hood, but big cojones, and of course. And she's born of shadow and mortal blood, and she's trained to reap the souls without any mercy. Okay, does that sound familiar for Lady Death fans? I think you'll get where I'm going. And then the Hollowborn, which are basically monsters from hell, threaten Earth. And her cursed book, or tome, as she called it, drags her, and you're going to love this name, Henry Lovecraft, into the underworld, or hell, and forces her to face this shape-shifting shadow monster, and it puts her on trial by all the damned souls and Father Time. Yeah, you heard me right, Father Time. Meanwhile, now you're going to love these names too, back in the world, Erica Houdini and Spencer Holmes, not Sherlock, but Spencer Holmes. How do you like these names?
Yeah.
Do they sound familiar?
Descendants.
Yes. They battle the Hollowborn abominations that are on Earth, and they're trying to obtain this sealed rune that will pull Karis back from hell. Okay? So, yada, 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 monsters, fish people, tentacles, yip, later. It ends with Karis forging a light wrought sword from her will that transforms her from a mere Grim Reaper into a full-on warrior ready to fight the darkness when needed. Lady Death. So if you like Zenoscope and you like Lady Death, you'll probably dig this one. Like I said earlier, the way it ended, I'm not convinced this is going to stay a one-shot. Would I continue reading it? Maybe. But I am not the biggest Zenoscope fan. Because, I mean, come on. Holmes, Houdini, Lovecraft, when you have Cthulhu in there. It's just a little too much sometimes. But the art's brilliant. The monsters look fantastic, as always. The storytelling, it's Zenoscope. If you like them, you'll like it. If you don't, you probably won't.
I used to say this on In Stores This Week all the time. I am not into a lot of their, I can't say all of them, because I do like some of their heroes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I am more of a Grim fairy tales, or the tales of terror, or even when they were doing like Men in Black and conspiracy. I'm more into those than I am of them doing all these hero anti-hero, trying to do that kind of world building.
Right.
I like when they just take the Three Little Pigs and turn it into a twisted fairy tale,
Mm-hmm.
or the hand in the hand in the closet, urban legends that they turn into stories. I'm more into that. Now, I did really, really, really enjoy Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. I will say that I really did enjoy that series, and that's weird for me to say because it's like, oh, hot girls in books, like, yeah, but even still, it comes a time when you're just like,
It gets old.
it does get old. Like, I want a story.
And they're so obsessed with Cthulhu and fish people. It's crazy. They find a way to sneak them in almost every story.
Yeah,
Now, back in the day, the Xenoscope was good.
yeah,
Xenoscope was one of the, I think it might have been one of the first series that I read by Dan Wickline.
yep.
And it was a Headless Horseman series. It was really good. But then it took a twist into what we got now, which is basically just, I'm not trying to diss anybody. If you like it, great. I'm
Right.
glad you like it. Buy it, read it, love it, support it. But it's always busty women and it's always other people's stories.
Yeah,
And they just put a little twist on it to do their own. Because people, this is Lady Death. I mean, she don't look like Lady Death, but she is. I mean,
yeah.
but you might like it. So check it out if you're a Xenoscope fan and let us know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to read it eventually to give it a shot. Every once in a while, I find something from Zenoscope that kind of that surprises me. That I'm like, okay, that was better than I thought it was going to be. And it's not because I don't like Zenoscope. I'm the old man in this situation. I like what it used to be.
Me too. Me too. Somewhere they took a change and decided that everything was going to be a half naked woman and just tell other people's stories. And I don't understand that. I don't know how they got there, but
Let's see. Up next, World's Finest number 49. This is the second part of the Earth 3 story, the Crime Syndicate. Holy crap. Holy crap. Like, so I I we were collecting World's Finest. I don't know where we stopped, but like I remember the cover that I have is the slap meme, but it's Superman slapping Batman. That's the cover number one that we have. It just I heard Rich and Des on the Geek Chat talk about issue 48, and they talked about how it was an Earth 3 story with Owlman and Ultraman. And hearing, and I tell them all the time, is like, even the stuff they don't like, when they talk about things, I try to go and read them, but especially when they like something, I'm like, okay, I need to give this a shot. This issue, fantastic. This issue makes me want more of this story. It's over for now. Like, they completed it in the 2 issues. I would love more of this, or I would even love for them to do a crime syndicate comic. It doesn't have to be an ongoing; it could be a mini. But they did something fantastic in this book. I loved that. Even though Superman, yep, you're reminding me about it because I was like, oh yeah, 49's out, so I need to read it. So I ended up reading it after the show. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And the fact that Superman is a little bit weaker in this world, but he's still, I'm not going to let harm come to people. Like, it's Superman being Superman against, Ultraman, who's a jerk. Um, Owlman was actually my favorite part of the Crisis on Two Worlds or Two Earths that they did a long time ago, where Mark Harmon was voiced Superman. Fantastic. James Woods was Owlman. It's just the two unknown. Um, like I said, they wrapped it up in the two. I hope that eventually maybe they do some more. But yeah, it's only the two issues. Like the one before it, number 47, which I need to go back and read 46, was like when they did fusion characters. It was a Batman Superman fused character to where it was like a Batman Superman suit. They were both kind of like in the mind. And then there was Joker and Lex were fused together. I read that one thinking that, well, maybe there was, something before issue 48, but it wasn't. It was that story. So basically what it had me do is I'm actually rereading World's Finest too. So I think I'm like up to issue 3 or 4 with all the stuff I've been reading. This book was so good. 48 and 49 is too. Yeah. But 48 was so good. I talked Henri into reading it. Not only did Henri read it, he went to quite a few comic stores to pick up the run. That's how much he liked issue 48. And so because of that, when he said something about reading the new Iron Man series, I told him I would give it a shot, and I really dug it. So Iron Man isn't on the list tonight, but if you haven't read the new Iron Man that's out, give that one a shot. It feels like a fusion between the RDJ Tony Stark and then the cartoon Iron Man. And which cartoon Iron Man? Not sure, because that show had like a little bit of a shift in one of the seasons. Show had 2 different theme songs after a while. Like they used one, and then when they did the split, you had the I am Iron Man. Like it was an awesome cartoon. That's how I know a lot of these characters from when I was a kid was watching the cartoons. But this book, fantastic. I would tell you, get the entire series, but if I had to pick, get 48 and 49. Get 48 and 49 and just read the story. It's so good. So good.
I love the vintage costumes for Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
I love seeing those coming back.
Fantastic book. Let's see what. There's something missing. Where did I put it? Okay, so here's the other one I read. Predator Bloodshed number 2. This one doesn't let off on the action. It starts basically right where the second one ends. You have a little bit of a lull, just a little bit. But again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. But the fighters on this illegal fighting thing that they're doing on this island, they're having a band together. They don't know what the Predator is at the beginning of the book, at the beginning of this issue. They think it's an android. Somebody thinks it's just somebody with upgrades. And then there's one person there that's ex-CIA who tells them, oh, it's an alien that's been coming to Earth for years to hunt. And one of the characters just like blows them off, like, you're just crazy. Then there's a part where the Predator takes off the mask and she basically says, okay, I'm sorry, you were right. But this is a pretty brutal book. Again, for Marvel, I think there's a parental advisory on this, but it's very, very small. It's right above the price on the barcode. So I would tell you, folks, if you're thinking about getting this for a kid, it's your choice on what the kid reads. Okay, because I was reading stuff a long time ago, people had no problem with it. But if you're somebody who looks out for the parental advisory stuff, just know this is parental advisory, and it is the fact, again, that this book isn't like Red Band kind of blows my mind. there's some stuff that happens that I'm like, not as intense as the Spider-Man Predator one, but there's still some gore. There's still some gore in this one. But
that really cracks me up that they bother putting that parental advisory on there, because only the kid's going to see it. Mom and dad are never going to see that. They're not going to look for it.
Yeah, 100%.
That's hilarious. I mean, why even bother?
Just so they could say, well, it says.
Well, we warned you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just going to make it, the forbidden fruit kids are going to want when they see that. Well, I don't see this.
Yeah. But yeah, this one, folks, this is not. I know a lot of people like to say, Disneyfied when it comes to stuff like this. This one is not. This is just like I would tell you that if Dark Horse still owned this would be a Dark Horse book. 100%. So if you're a Predator fan, this really needs to be on your radar. This has been the 2 issues has been very, very cool. Like I can't wait to see where they're going with the story. Because you got the villainous guy that's running the fights. Yeah, unknown. Yeah. You're right. That's like kind of the thinking that I have too. It's just so if anybody was to say something, they're like, it's right there.
Mm-hmm. I was just being sarcastic.
No, I get
I mean, it's like, really?
Yeah. The same. Like I thought
you go from this big red band no one can miss to warn you to this itty bitty read between the lines.
And quite honestly, some of the Marvel books that I've read, like the Punisher one and the Spider-Man one and this one, feels more red band than the red band stuff.
I totally agree with you, especially the Spider-Man Predator.
Yeah, give this one a shot, folks. I feel like I missed a book, but we'll see. Oh, this one's me too. I think one of the books did get taken out. I'll add that in just a little bit. White Sky, y'all. I thought number 2 was okay. You know how I said earlier that Dork number 2, even despite the hype, was still a fun book. I really, really enjoyed it. It's not that I don't enjoy this book so far, but there's a lot of silence. Like, and I know the art needs to speak for itself and stuff like that, but when you're only 2 issues into something, it just feels like I need more dialogue. And usually I don't say that about a lot of books because, one of my problems that I had with Zenesco back in the day was there was so much dialogue you couldn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a lot of, unless you like the art, I think people are going to get bored with this one. Like, there's some cool things. There's some stuff that I'm like, they're planting the seeds. I get it. But it just feels like almost, this is not a book, even the number 1, I wouldn't pay more than cover price for.
Nope.
Despite the speculation and everything. Like, it's an okay book, but that's what it feels like. And again, it's because one of the characters is alone. Okay, I mean, I get that. But my goodness, there were so many panels with the art's good if you like the art. If you're not a fan of the art, I really don't think people that don't like the art are going to like this book. Again, I'm and that's not me talking bad about the book. That's me giving you my thoughts on it. I'm still going to read this, but somebody's got to pick up the pace. Like, there is a cool thing that is happening in this book, but it's just not happening fast enough. It's until you read it, I can't explain it. Like, if you go into reading this book, and again, you're like, what book was Jay reading? This book is freaking awesome. Great. And I love that for you. For me personally, the next issue's got to do something. Like, they do something in this one, but it takes so freaking long. It's almost like if you watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, You take out all the action scenes, you just leave the walking, and you just repeat that over and over and over and over and over again. That's kind of what it feels like in the second issue.
I'm reading this one too. And Jay, you are you are being much nicer than I would have been.
Oh,
this issue was boring as boring could be. And yeah, I might be tapping out now until you tell me that issue 3 is worth picking it back up. Because the people that were spending the hundreds of bucks to get this first one, I really don't think it's going to be worth much in the future unless they really turn it around.
I know, and that's usually, folks. I do at least 3 to 4 issues of a book before I completely give up on it. Oh, man, this one I want to like this book because I see that there's a story there, but it just feels like a lot of nothing at the same time. So,
yeah, it's like you're dying of thirst, and there's a soda place right across the road, but you decide that you want to go 2 states over to get a drink. It's like, come on, let's get to the point. What are you doing?
Yeah, that feels accurate. Feels accurate. So, folks, if you're reading this and you like it, awesome. You know, but if you haven't started it yet, don't let what we say deter you from starting it. Make your own decision. You can.
But let me add this though.
Yeah.
If you want to start reading it, do not overpay for the first one.
Yeah.
Wait for the next print.
Yeah.
Because even if you like it, it's not worth what people are wanting for that first issue.
Not at all.
And I don't think it ever will be. I think this thing is going to die out unless they really turn it around.
Yeah. Again, with their the parts that they do give us, I'm interested in them, but it's like it's not there.
Yeah, where they want to go is interesting. But getting there, just get there.
Yes. You want a book that feels a little bit faster than this? Go read Bleeding Hearts, because I've been enjoying that one. That one kind of is getting to the point a lot faster. But yeah, so again, folks, make up your own mind with this. Like, don't let anything that gets said here deter you from if you were excited to read it. But like Ed said, I'm going to back you 100% on that one, brother. Do not overpay for this book. So there's your friendly PSA from Hydra Asylum and Weird Opes. Don't overpay for this book. All right, let's see. What do we got next? We got me again. Yeah, I think I lost one of your books somehow. Or did I already? Oh, no, I skipped it because you had to. That's right.
Okay. That's all right. We're good, brother. Go ahead.
Let's see.
No, go ahead. I read that Superman one too.
Okay. Well, then we'll do that one then. Okay, where did I go? There's that. Okay. So let's get to this. For me personally, I'm gonna start it out like this. I think this might have been, as much as I love I think the Batman Deadpool one came out first. I can't remember. I get that stuff mixed up. I think this one might have been better. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds with this one, but this feels like a lived-in world with these characters.
Yep.
And for anybody wondering, no, they're not fighting. You can see Soups smiling on the cover. There's no fight, but what happens in it is what happens and what brings them together. This is the one I was talking about where I ordered the David Nakayama cover just because I'm usually an A cover guy, folks. Like I don't really get too fancy, but the David Nakayama that had the Kingdom Come Superman and just that beautiful blue, it just caught my eye, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So that's the one I got coming to me. There's a bunch of stories in here. There's only 2 that I don't want to even say don't work for me. They're just confusing, and I need to reread them. One of them was the Superboy Prime ASM, where they're like traveling through comic books.
Yeah, that was weird.
I need to reread that one.
Did you know that it was going to be a multiple story?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. I did not. I was shocked to see how many different stories are in this book.
That's only because I figured when they did that when they did the Batman Deadpool one, I thought all the other stories they were talking about were going to be their own little one shots. I didn't know they were going to be all in the book until I read the book, and I was like, oh, all the stories are actually in the same issue. So you have your main story, and then you have all the little ones with the different universe characters like Harley and Hulk and all that stuff, and then in this one. They said there was a Amazing Spider-Man and Superboy Prime. There's Lois Lane and Mary Jane. That story I really enjoyed. There was a Jimmy Olsen story that definitely didn't end like I thought it was going to end. Holy crap! But yeah, the side stories to me were really really solid. It's just two of them I need to reread because I was very confused by the Superboy Prime one.
I agree with everything you said, but I just wish they would have gave us a little more of that main story. They kind of rushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I really did like it. I really did enjoy it. And that cover makes me want to cry because that's the Spidey suit I thought we were going to get in the movie.
Yeah.
And we're not.
That's okay. That's a Superman suit I was hoping for in that movie.
Yeah. I love the big shield on Superman. I always have.
Yeah. Yeah. This was super solid, y'all. I've got the
pun intended.
Yes. So I've got the Spider-Man Superman one of the covers. I'm gonna leave that as a surprise on order with the rest of my order. So I won't have these books until after Spider-Man Superman come out. So it'll be a nice little surprise because I'll probably forget everything I got, but I have a nice little unboxing for that. Yeah, like as much as I liked, and a lot of people didn't like the Batman Deadpool one as much as they liked the Deadpool Batman one. I happen to like both. I liked all the side stories in both issues. The Old Man Logan and the Old Man something was like the weirdest one to me. Like that'd be my 10 on my top 10 of those stories. But I hope this one does well as the Batman and the Deadpool one did, because I want more of this. You know, I want there to be somebody looks at these and be like, you know what? We are teaming up. We are making bank off this. Fans are enjoying it.
Let's do an animated movie or something.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me about that, man. How awesome would that be to have like a Justice League Avengers animated movie or something? I mean,
genius, dude. That is genius what you just said there. I would love that so much.
I've wanted that my whole life. And I'm still holding on to it.
I can't find my list, but I actually have a list I wrote down of movies that I want to see, and I was like, they can either be animated or live action. So I got my Old Man Logan with Logan, which again, folks, Logan is it's definitely not a 1-to-1 if you've read Old Man Logan, but that's the best we're going to get. And if that was the best we were going to get with Old Man Logan, I will take it. Logan is what Wolverine should have been the whole time. Logan was such a great movie. I wanted a Deadpool movie, and then that test footage leaked. That was the computer animated stuff from Blur Studios. When I found it, it was a crappy cam copy of it, which I still have somewhere. And then somebody leaked the actual test footage. Then next thing you know, Fox greenlights a Deadpool movie. Blackest Night is on that list, whether it's animated or whatever. Green Arrow is on that list. We were supposed to have a Supermax movie years ago. I've talked about that before. Make that one animated if you can't do it if you don't do it live action, make an animated Supermax movie. because that was always an interesting concept to me. There's so many things that can be done, and I'm hoping that this does so well that they decide, like Ed said, do a cartoon movie, or at least take some of the team ups that y'all have and expand on them. Like I talked about DCKO, the boss battle, and how if they just would have been expanded, I would have enjoyed it more. It was a little bit of a letdown. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, but for my money, I think this is actually better than boss battle. There's still surprise cameos. You until you read the book, you don't know that there are other people. Like there were certain characters that showed up, and I was like, oh my god, really? They're allowing that person in here. Yeah, I loved it. So this was one of my favorite things I read this week.
Now that Marvel has figured out how to do an animated show, like bringing back the X-Men 98 or whatever, I would love to see them use the classics and do something together.
Yeah.
And do it the classic way. Don't, oh, that would be great. Take my money.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can find this one now. Because I wanted to hear you talk about this because...
Does that tell you anything?
Probably what my thoughts are going to be exactly.
I didn't hate it. I liked it. But it was very disappointing. It might be because he's bringing superheroes into the monster universe, and I still have a little superhero fatigue, maybe. But it just didn't fit for me. It just didn't fit for me. This is a standalone one shot. I think it's like 32 pages. And it's about a down on his luck man whose name is Jack Knight. Imagine that. Because midnight, they put the K in there for a reason. That's his last name. Who gains powers after being in the middle of this monster attack that happens at midnight. And a mysterious, like, ancient relic fuses with him and gives him that midnight blue armor thing. And it gives him enhanced senses and the ability to control light and dark. Okay. And he learns that he's the only one who can seal the midnight gate, which is a portal that monsters are using to come to our world. And Jax vows to protect the world as its new night guardian that's being hunted by the legacy of darkness, which, sets a tone for future adventures from the shadows of the witching hour type deal.
Mm-hmm.
There are a ton of cool monsters and creatures in the issue. The art doesn't disappoint. If you like the art from Monsters, the art's still there. The art's good. It just didn't click with me. I didn't hate it. I just like it. I don't, how obsessed with Monsters I was.
Yeah.
This is not on that same level. If you like Monsters, you might like it. Give it a try. If you don't like Monsters and you don't like that art style, don't even bother because, well, yeah, it's not what, if you don't like Monsters, you're probably not going to like this. Unless you want to see a superhero fighting monsters.
Yeah, folks, this was the book I was talking about earlier, where I was like, I never want to like prejudge things. I always want to be like, you know what? Just because I didn't personally like this, I don't want to just be like, I ain't even gonna try that. So, despite better judgment, I probably am still going to at least attempt to read it.
You might like it.
Yeah.
You might like the superhero injection. I don't see how that works with the world he was building.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. Didn't hate it. Well, the art's beautiful, but just not what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I get it, and it's it's one of those things where, again, like, super dope that this dude has blown up. Like, I love that for him, and if there's people out there that just love the Monsters book, again, that's awesome. Just, I tried 3, I think maybe 4 issues of Monsters. One for me. I will still try this one just to say I at least attempted, but it doesn't feel good. Like, if I'm being honest, it doesn't feel like.
When I saw the cover, I was like, "Oh no, what is he doing?" And I was right. I was like, "What are you doing? Don't do this." I hope this stays a one shot. I really do. But if you like it, great. I mean, enjoy it. Rock on with your bad self. But if you wanted what we've been getting in Monsters, this isn't it. If you didn't want Monsters and you don't like it, give it a try. You might like this one. But the art's the same. So if you had a problem with the art in Monsters, it's the same art style. It's same interiors as you got in the Monsters.
Yeah, see, usually I'm okay-ish when the art isn't my favorite. Like, I can read a book with bad art as long as the story's good, or not bad art, but art that I don't personally enjoy.
Yeah, gotcha.
So let's see.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad art or bad books. Somebody somewhere loves it. It's just not our thing.
Wow.
What in the heck is this?
The Curse of Cleaver County #2. I was supposed to read it last week when I got my book in. I had the digital for it. This is the Suspiria cover.
I never saw this cover. This is cool as hell.
Yeah, this is my unboxing I did for my Curse of Cleaver County. This was my cover.
Cool.
So, again, when I did the unboxing, I said in that video, I was like, I'm going to read it for the show. And then I forgot to read it for the show. So I ended up reading it. So, yes, I know, buddy. So, basically, this one, I read the synopsis of #1 to y'all. Let me just give people a refresh on that. Come on, where you at? Okay. I had been on mute this whole time. Oh my goodness, y'all. You're gonna have to give me a second. My dog is crying because he hears voices. You're okay, buddy. I promise. So anyway, Curse of Cleaver County #1. Jennifer Harlow heads home to celebrate the sale of her father's business, but dark secrets from Port Harlow's past are about to resurface that threaten everything her family's built over the last 150 years. Now, we ended issue 1 with a murder. Her brother, spoiler, was killed. Well, in this issue, the cops are there telling, the family that their son / brother have died or been murdered, and it kind of shows you how heartless the father is. I put not a whole lot of emphasis on. Hold on, I am losing my train of thought because my dog hears voices and he's crying.
Everything okay?
Yeah, he hears Sean and Jenna out there talking.
Oh.
Sean's not feeling well and came home, so he hears them talking, so he's being left out.
Do you need to go let him out? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me do that. Hold on just a second. We will come back to this, folks. Again, my poor drama-filled dog, I promise y'all he's fine. He hears voices and he's crying. He's missing out on things and he feels bad. I will be right back.
Any pet owner can relate, Jay. Not a big deal. So how we all doing tonight? Everybody having a good weekend? I hope so. If you're into the March Madness, Mr. Nope and I are going to be doing another live reaction to the March Madness games tomorrow afternoon at 2:15 on the Weird Dopes channel. If you want to come check us out, we'd be more than happy to have you. Join in on the conversation. Watch us make idiots of ourselves as we cheer and boo and yell and scream about basketball. Come on over and join us at the Weird Dopes. Absolutely, Lorena. Puppy's got to be happy. Anybody with a pet totally understands what Jay's going through right now, especially in a live show. If the puppy ain't happy, you got to make the puppy happy. So what are y'all reading out there? You guys reading anything good that you want to share? That's funny, Unknown. That's funny. This is actually my daughter has been drawing anime stuff since she was a little squeaker. She's 21 now. She drew this Godzilla for me, and she's also learning how to speak and write in Japanese. So this is Gojira in Japanese alphabet, writing, whatever you want to call it. And she took this and made it into a baseball hat for me for Christmas. And I absolutely love it. She also made me a refrigerator magnet of it. And that's up on my refrigerator right now. But yeah, my daughter drew this and designed it and wrote the Japanese language alphabet or whatever you want to call it. But it says Gojira. And I'm so proud of her because she's already had a couple of books published where she did all of the art in the book. And she's only 21 and she's published with her art. I could not be more proud of her. So I wear this hat with pride. I love it. She knows how much I love Godzilla. And I got a little misty-eyed when she gave it to me. I really loved it. So I'm glad you like it. She actually got to go and spend like 3 weeks in Japan last summer as part of her degree. She's going in for elementary education. And as part of her degree, they had an overseas thing that you could do for credit. And she got to go for free. And she got to spend 3 weeks in Japan. So, and the man is back.
Y'all. He hears Sean talking, so that's what all the crying is for, right? I go to let him out. He sees Sean and just walks right past him. He goes in the room and lays down with Jenna.
So he did just kidding.
Yeah. Sean was like, "It's okay, buddy. I'm here." And he just, okay, cool.
Poor Sean. Even the dog is hashtag who's Sean.
I know. So you go ahead and answer that.
Yes, she loved everything about it. She got to stay with a family and they made like homemade stuff for her. And she learned how to make homemade ramen. And she's been doing that on the side. So I bought her a ramen making kit for Christmas for her. And she loves it. And she just is so fascinated with it. She also started a group of Japanese singing and dancing. She's learning the language, and she can sing songs, and she does the Japanese style of dancing that I've never seen before. And she just went to a convention in Toledo, Ohio last weekend to perform with this group that she's made online. So she's just loving it.
That is awesome, though.
It is. I mean, and it's a great language to learn too. I mean, you can go a long way knowing Japanese.
I can barely speak English. I can't imagine.
Now I can't get turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so out of my head. But that's
Was that the vapors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving me the vipers.
Speaking of which, before I finally get to the book, before we get to the list book, speaking of vapors, hope everyone got to see my acting debut for the experience. For our exclusive cover that we're getting from Jay Fosgate it's an EXP exclusive Ben 10 cover.
How did I miss this?
I don't know.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
You give me a second though, because we've shown it everywhere. Give me a second. I will show you what the cover looks like. Right. Maybe. Come on. Let me know when it uploads. You're not going to upload.
Me too, Lorena. I couldn't be more proud of her. The fact that she can talk it and write it is amazing to me. I feel like we're watching a Cylon.
Oh my goodness. Oh. You're going to be that way with me tonight, aren't you?
Why is it doing it over just a single picture?
No clue.
Well.
Did it go? Can it be seen now?
Yep.
Okay.
It's good. So I don't get it. How are you acting? What do you mean?
So for the announcement video.
Oh,
we did a short. Yeah, we did a short where Kyle sent this to me. And I threw my glasses, took my hat off, passed out in my chair. Being very dramatic about it.
Now I got to find it.
Yeah,
and what makes this EXP? Does it say it on there somewhere?
No, but the EXP is the only place you're going to be able to get it. It's not going to be in stores or anything.
Gotcha.
It's literally just a thing. See, Lorena, I don't know that either. I know of the character, but much like a lot of, well, I mean, I had cable when Ben 10 was out, but there's a lot of characters that people tell me they have nostalgia for, like Doug or Rugrats, stuff like that. I never watched any of that as a kid because it didn't have cable.
Mm.
So, yeah, I think pre-orders for that are going to be on the EXP website. There's going to be more information that soon, but I think Monday is when we're starting it. And then there's plans for other things to where you can buy it on our shows. But there'll be more information about all that. But I wanted to show that off because I'm a Jay Fosgate fan. I have his cover of the foil and the regular cover of Garrett Gunn's Warcorn's birthday bash that he did. Garrett sent them to me for my birthday. Fantastic. And if y'all know Kyle and see him on Facebook, the profile picture he has is actually a sketch that Jay Fosgate did of Kyle. Very accurate, if you ask me. So, all right. We'll get to Hey, what's going on, Phable? Good to see you, brother.
Phable! What's up, brother?
And I have messed up. I'll say. Where are you at?
Is that an homage to A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes.
I knew it looked familiar. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Which was pretty appropriate. Come on, there we go. Fix that. Which is pretty appropriate, seeing that we were talking about Nightmare on Elm Street earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why when you popped it up, my mind went to Freddy Krueger, and I'm like, "What is this?"
Yep.
And I forgot all about your. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Yep. This is. So I got the Bjorn Burns cover for issue 1. But I saw this one, and I was like, I got to get this one. Got to get it. There's a bunch of covers that they had. This was a really hard choice, because again, I'm usually an A cover person, but sometimes I see things like this. Like when Deceased was coming out, we got most of the movie homage covers, so had to get this one. And how? So in the end of the first one, ends with a murder. This is the repercussions of that. You find out how much of a jerk the dad actually is. The father kind of doesn't care. All that. He just wants to sell his business. Their daughter, Jenny, who has traveled from college with her friends and her boyfriend. They're there at the house when the news is dropped. And the police are telling the family, because they're a very powerful family, apparently, that they're going to have black and whites parked outside, to watch the house. Jenny tells her mom, "We're not staying here. We're going to be in a hotel." And they're like, "Well, why don't you use the cabin at the lake?" Because apparently these people are so rich, they own a cabin at the lake. So her and her friends go there. And this is, it's a little bit of a slow burn. It's a little bit, but I'm enjoying it enough to where it's not boring. Like the only issue that I have, and it's not really even an issue, is that I'm gonna have to really wait until the story completes to go all in and read it at one time. Like this is definitely a slow burn with a huge killer, but I'm gonna need it all at once, and that's probably what I'm gonna. I mean, I'm gonna end up doing it because it's Garrett Gunn. Garrett is a fantastic person. Like I said, most of you hear that tropey thing, that old cliche thing about don't meet your heroes. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, so far when it comes to the indie writer world, the people that I have met have all been fantastic, and Garrett is like top of that list. We got to see him when they did the Good Boy tour, when they came to an LCS down here. We took him out to dinner, him and Dr. Christie. Fantastic people. I will support anything this dude does. Like I said, I was so lucky that Jenna decided to take a chance on a weird book called Warcorns. And ever since then, he was one of 3 or 4 when we first got started with the channel. We were just on Instagram. He was one of the first ones to respond when I posted how much I liked his book. And like even today, he messaged me, like asked me for my address, because he knew we had a new one. We had said something about, hey, we're going to be moving. So again, Garrett Gunn's a homie, folks. Do yourself a favor, if you've never checked out any of Garrett's stuff. There's a lot of stuff he did for SourcePoint, but he's mainly like a Kickstarter crowdfunded writer. But check out Some Writer Guy. That's literally his handle on everything, because he in his own words, he's like, it's just easier when somebody's like, who wrote this? I don't know, some writer guy. He's got a Patreon that we haven't been on in a long time, but he's mainly the reason we have metal covers, because he had like a $60-$70 a month or every 2 month tier that came with a medal, an exclusive cover, stickers, ash cans. There was a book that he was writing in parts. Like it's crazy good value for what it is. We have so many Good Boy and Garrett Gunn books. They almost have half or more than half of their own short box. We got a lot of stuff. This is the same guy, y'all, that when they came to do this tour and they stopped, they were at Space Cadets. That's where they were, Miss Jen's store. Jenna told me, she goes, make sure you don't go too crazy with the stuff you want to sign, I was like, yeah, you're right. I said, I wasn't thinking about taking advantage of the friendship and being like, hey, man, sign every single solitary thing I have. So we grabbed 10, 15 books maybe, took it up there, and I walk it up to him, and he looks at me, he looks at Jenna, and he goes, I know y'all have more stuff than this. And I was like, well, dude, we didn't want to bring, he goes, go home, because I know you don't live far from here. Go home and bring me everything. And he and Dr. Christie signed every single thing we brought them. That was just the coolest thing. Like, again, just a good dude. Made me a fan for life. Like I said, I told somebody the other day, I was like, he is the Robert Kirkman to me of the crowdfunded world. Just because he's got so many stories, he's got so many characters people probably won't even see. They probably won't even see the light of day. But he's got so much stuff going on. He has this world of Emerald City from Oz. He's got a thing right now called Miss Phable. That's true, and Garrett's a big dude too. Garrett is a big dude. He picked Sean up. It was crazy. What was I saying? It's called Miss Phable. Like, he just had a book come out called Giant Killer Jack. Book before that, Little Red Ronin. So he's got this whole world called Miss Fabled. He's got Good Boy. He's got I Hate You, Please Die. Yeah. It is I Hate You, Please Die is a book where a bullied kid makes a deal with the devil that for his bullies, if he just says the words, I hate you, please die, they explode. So it's crazy. He's got war corns. He has a comic called Franklin and Ghost that they were going to be turning into a cartoon, and Billy Bob Thornton has been attached to this thing for forever. So yeah, ECPD, that's the Emerald City one. I got an ash can of that, I think. But it's about Dorothy Gale being a detective, so it's just as crazy as you think. Swag Jackers, like there's so many things he does. And again, I glaze on him all the time, y'all, because he's a good dude, and I wish nothing for the best for him and the team that works with him. Usually Kit Wallace, Dr. Christina Blanche, Dave Lentz, tons of people. So make sure you check his stuff out. And I'm pretty sure,
for all the reasons you just gave, that is why I am pretty much mainly an indie buyer now. For all those reasons, because every one of them that I've ever gotten to know, to Dan Price, Dan Wickline, Scott, Brian Polito was one of the first ones I met. And back in the day when he was first starting out, they were so humble that you would just read their book, and they were just so happy that you liked their stuff. And you don't get that from the big 2 or 3 or whatever you want to call them. And that's why I'm an indie guy.
Yeah, like I've been lucky enough because they came down here for Houston Strong thing and Justice League Day. But Dan, I always feel like I'm saying it wrong, and I probably am. Dan DiDio and Jim Lee were here. Sweetheart of guys. But pretty sure I could text Yeah, like I have his number. Jim Lee and text Garrett, and I can almost guarantee you who's going to get back to me sooner. So, lovely people, but the indie guys are the ones that, the fans like. It's weird saying that because I don't mean that Jim Lee doesn't care about his fans. That's not what I'm saying. They have the time, or they make the time. So, and Chip was awesome too. Chip Zdarsky, and the guy who's writing a book that makes me a bigger fan of Captain America.
And there's this weird dude called Henri Compen that does a really good job too.
Exactly.
I mean, I call him brother now.
Yeah.
That's what you get with indie, man. And that's I will support everything they do as long as I have the money to do it. Yeah, and if I don't have the money to do it, I'll share it. I'll brag about it. I'll do everything I can to help indie people. Because every single one of them I've got to know is just so incredibly humble and kind. And they do original stuff.
Yes. And y'all.
Original. Wow.
Henri, I can tell you all this. Henri's just as cool off the camera. Got to hang out with him when he came down for Comic Palooza a while back. Henri's awesome. And watching him sell in person, y'all, is just, it's an art form. And that same show, I don't think Dan Price, maybe Dan Price was there that year. I can't remember. But I know Chuck was there. I think that was one of the last times Chuck Pino was at Comic Palooza, was the time that Henri came up. Yeah, Henri's great.
Have you heard from Chuck? How's he doing?
I hear he says he's doing okay. I hear from him from time to time. We're Facebook friends and everything.
I finally was able to find him to friend him on my new account because my old one got jacked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just curious because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
I used to help him with that trivia show, and he was so appreciative that I would help him with the questions and stuff. I mean, I love the guy.
Yeah, Chuck's a sweet dude in person too.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
And that reminded me, since I am friends with Chuck. I remember him liking a post. Follow my train of thought here, folks. Remember him liking a post that reminded me also that I didn't say this at the beginning of the show, but I had found out today about James Tolkien. I think it's Tolkien.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike is awesome as well. Mike Tiener, all the Bad Bug folks, man, they're great. But James Tolkien, many of you know as Principal Strickland, or I can't remember the character name in Top Gun, but Top Gun passed away at like 94, I think, 94, 96. Lived a good life, but that was a guy that, Masters of the Universe.
Yep, he was in the He-Man movie. Yep.
So, phenomenal actor, will be missed. But man, 94 or 96, somewhere around there. So lived a good life, was in a lot of great movies. Like I said, Principal Strickland is how I usually remember him, just because he was like in all three of those movies in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
And yeah, folks, check out Bad Bug too. Bad Bug Media, Bad Bug Midnight. They have back issues of some of their books on there. So if you've never read a Bad Bug book, you should, because they make books you didn't know you wanted. So, all right. We're getting to that part of the show, folks, where we are going to talk about a book that I've been trying to read for like 2 weeks, and I still only got like 2 issues in. But I'm still ready to talk about it because I know Ed has read this. So let us talk about the book that was on Batman The Long Halloween by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale.
I have that cover.
Oh, I picked a good one then.
I got several of these covers because it's got that H word in it.
That is true. Yeah, 100% Phable, 100%. Tom Stinger Jardarian. All right, Sean with the Google. I'm kidding that time. Sean's actually a huge Top Gun fan. I think most of us might be.
I am.
I still haven't seen Maverick. I need to watch Maverick.
Oh my god, dude! Oh,
yeah.
You need to talk to me after you watch it, then, man. I love that movie. It does not disappoint.
So, folks, there are some people that are like, "Wow, dude, you've never read The Long Halloween?" Well, we don't shame here, folks. No shame here. Okay, there's a lot of books that I haven't read. That's why I have a list. This one, for the 2 issues that I've read, I know I said I was going to get into it. I'm going to get more into it. Trust me, because this one I almost didn't want to put down, but I was like, man, I got to get set up for the show. So this one is a very interesting, take on the art, which isn't showing up right now for some reason. That's what happens when you do it live. Sometimes the links and stuff get all.
Your computer just don't like you tonight, man.
I'm telling you. But it's a different art style than I'm used to. But I'd be lying if I said that I did not love the design of Catwoman in this book.
Right?
This is fantastic. Again, it's not the art style I'm used to, but basically, this is that's why, you dummy. You were clicking on the same one you were on. That's why. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Not a computer problem. It's a J problem. So this one starts out with Bruce Wayne at the wedding of Falcone's nephew, and meets up with a very, again, greatly drawn Selina Kyle. Like, the hair on Selina Kyle in this book. Again, it's the first time reading it. I was amazed by the hair, y'all. So that should tell you something. But they meet. Yeah, they meet up and they're dancing, and Falcone is wanting Bruce and I guess Bruce's bank. I couldn't really tell what the business was, because there's a part where he tells somebody this money stays out of the bank. So I couldn't tell if Bruce owns that bank or something like that. But Falcone needs would like Bruce's vote to cinch this deal that's trying to be made. They're basically, if you know Falcone, how he is, they're trying to launder money. They want to launder it through Bruce's bank. But Bruce is pretty much like, nah, that's not going to happen. So while Selina and him start dancing, and this, from what I gather after reading a little further, they don't know the secret identities. They know each other, but they don't know he's Batman, she's Catwoman. So while they're doing this, the security guards see an image of Harvey Dent. Harvey's there taking pictures of license plates, and you don't see who does this, but I guess he's hit by a car, like somebody runs him down or something, but he bounces back, because next thing you know, it's Selina and Bruce are like, hey, Harvey, you okay? So Harvey ends up somehow miraculously walking away from this. He goes to see Gordon, right? Goes to see Gordon, and Gordon's like, well, I have a friend. They're staying on a rooftop, and it's just waiting for Batman to show up. And Batman shows up like Batman does, where he's just randomly like, boom, I'm here. I didn't grab that picture, but trying to scroll through some of these, let you know. They talk. Apparently, Harvey knows who he is too. They talk about taking down Falcone, but it's got to be they can bend the rules, or at least Batman can bend the rules, but they can't break them. There has to be a line. They can't turn into criminals to do this. So Batman bounces as he does, and Harvey's like, "What?" and if you can read the panel says, "Annoying, isn't it?" Because he's always just ducking out on Jim in these books, and most of the time, that it reminds me of a joke from the was it Justice League, where Batman gets left and he's like, "Oh, so that's how that feels." Like it's kind of funny, but so they have this plan, and apparently there's somebody that they don't show you who it is. They leave you clues around to like there's a gun being like held in front of a wall of tools, and then they show this baby bottle nipple that apparently that's used for a silencer on the gun. And they flash to different characters that are around like these things that they're showing. Well, turns out whoever has that gun is starting to cap people, and issue 1 ends with them capping Falcone's nephew. And that's how that issue ends. Then we get to the second one, and again, not trying to get too spoilery, but again, the book has been out forever now. But in case you want to read it, I'm going to try to, like in J fashion, keep it as vague as I possibly can. But you notice that every couple of panels, it's a different month. So I'm pretty sure that's an important thing to keep your eye on. It's a different month. Well, something happens to Harvey and his wife, and they think they bring in the people that have done it, but there's some very like, again, without reading too much into it, feels like these guys are getting paid. I don't necessarily know if they actually did it or if they're just saying that they did it. But then there's this cool little scene where people get swapped and some information comes out, and that's the last issue I got to. I will say this, though. The character designs are great. Solomon Grundy is in this. I love what they did with Solomon Grundy in this. He's not just like this evil thing. He's like, Batman doesn't want to fight him, doesn't want to hurt him, but does, right? But then later on something happens, and it's a really nice scene with Solomon Grundy. I've never seen him portrayed in the light that he is in this book. So I really, really enjoyed that. Now, folks, I only got the 2 issues of this. I know this is a classic story, and I can definitely tell why. 2 issues in, and I really dig this. Again, this is going to be one of those reading in between other stuff that I'm reading kind of things that bounce back and forth, because I also am finishing up a lot of books at the same time. This, not too many issues. It's much like Watchmen. I can finish these pretty quick. It's just today I read a bunch of stuff on top of this because this was the day I had enough time to read things. I'm still doing my at least 1 a day comic, and for right now, today was a day that I've read more than one. Been so busy the rest of the week, it's just been one comic. But I'm definitely digging this story so far, and I'm not even at like the surprising parts of it yet. I'm just at the beginning of it.
Yep.
So I haven't watched the animated thing either. So I'm glad this got picked. I'm definitely going to keep up with this one. I'm gonna get it read. I might have this thing read before Monday. So Ed, I know that you know this. You've read this and you've collected this. What can you tell the people a little better? Can you tell the people a little better, but non-spoilery still, what you thought about this book and just your overall thoughts on it?
I love this book. It was one of the first Batman books that I really got hooked into, and the H word is what hooked me. I didn't realize where they were going with it. And yes, you are correct about the different months. That's very important, and it will come clear as you keep going. But I really can't say too much more about it without spoiling it for you. But I'm sure most of the people have probably read it. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite Batman stories. Um, I don't know what else to say about it that you haven't already said. There's also some great covers, or there were, but yeah, it's worth grabbing.
Yeah, this
You
is
can get it on a trade,
yeah, this is definitely going on my list of
and
books
I
that
mean Tim
I
Sale, Jeff
yeah,
Loeb. How do you lose?
yeah. This is going on my if I see it out in the wild, I'm buying it list
Yep.
already. I'm only 2 issues in. So again, folks, if you get a chance, yeah, read read this one. So again, that was Batman the Long Halloween. I'm 2 issues in. Cannot wait to dig into this even more. So,
I'm glad you're reading it, because one of
so
the
am I.
things that makes me sad is because of that art style.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I can't.
Oh,
I can't see it that good anymore.
damn.
But I know what it was. I remember because I had read it several times. So I'm glad you're reading it, so you can bring it back for me, because I haven't read it in a few years now.
Oh yeah, I'm going to end up doing an overall review on it. I like this book
Nice.
so much already.
Nice. I love hearing that. That made my night.
Isn't I think it is. I think they do have a compact for it. I'm pretty positive there is. I'm like 98% sure that there's a compact. But I'm definitely, if I find it out in the wild, I'm buying it. So now that
If you're talking about the single issues, it's not going to be cheap.
no. I'm talking about the trade.
The trades, okay. Even the trades, some of them, if you get like the first print, they're crazy. But
Hey, yeah, I ain't worried about that. The compact one is only $10 or not.
yep.
Is it $10? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That would be my recommendation.
So before we get out of here, now we have to pick the next book, and eventually, it's going to be Paper Girls.
Nah, it's rigged. You ain't fooling me.
So we're going to shuffle this up a couple times. And folks, when this wheel is done, I'm going to rework this to make it a little more audience participation. But for right now, let's spin this and see what book I'm going to be talking about next week. Oh, wait.
Shut up.
Ed.
Shut up. Finally.
Oh, Paper Girls.
I had to challenge it. I had to call it a cheater to get it to do it.
Paper Girls, it is. That's awesome.
All 30 issues by Saturday.
Well, I don't know about all that.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So, folks, that's the end of the show. Almost went to the 3-hour mark, but got some other stuff I got to do. More unpacking. Rigged. Okay. Yep. Just like I rigged the other one, right? So, Ed, as always, boss, great to have you on. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully, see you next week.
Oh, happy to be here. I'll be here if I can. You know it.
Yeah.
It all depends on if Michigan wins tomorrow, which again, we're going to be doing a live watch if you want to join us.
Yes.
They're going to be playing on Saturday. As long as they don't schedule it in the evening, we're good. But if it's at this time, I'm sorry, bud. I won't be here. But other than that, I'll be here.
Oh, that's all right.
Watch. That's what'll happen. They'll schedule it for like a 9 p.m. tip off the week you're going to talk about Paper Girls. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yes. Raina, thanks for joining. Everybody, unknown, Preston was here. Phable, Sean, just everybody, y'all. Again, it's a hangout. We appreciate you hanging out. I'm trying to get a little more structured, but this is probably as structured as it's going to be. It's us reviewing stuff. So as long as everyone's having fun, as long as the folks that come on are having fun, probably not changing anytime soon. So we'll go ahead and Ed, I'll see you on the other side. Later. Oh, all right, folks. Also, big shout out to Dan Price, Bigfoot Knows Karate, popping in for a little bit. Appreciate it. Folks, again, we're 67 episodes into this, and it's wild to me. It's wild that people are still watching. Again, the invite is always out there for anybody that's been in this chat for a while, anybody that we know, as far as you can with people online. If you ever want to join us, want to talk about something, let me know. I'll send you the link. You can come on. Doesn't have to be on with a camera. If you don't want people to see your face, you just want to be audio, totally fine. Totally fine. But we're going to end it, folks. Again, thank you. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Come back later. Leave a comment. Let us know if you read anything. Let us know what you're excited to read. If you have any suggestions on things to read, leave those too. If you're watching on the rewind your first time here, thanks for staying this long through the video. Folks, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will have an unboxing video dropping pretty soon. Got something really cool in. Can't wait to show that off. But until next time, everyone, take care, and we'll see you later.